Okay, so first of all, I connected to Google Drive, um, imported all the libraries here that will be needed later, and through the folder, here I connected um, my file to the website here. That's the file and that's the path to have the data set. And as soon as I had the data set, I began with the first exercise to first of all print the shape. We can see that we have more than 1,300 rows and 12 columns, which you can see here. And I printed the head to show the first 10 columns. After that, I described the data sets so that we have all the statistics concerning the variables, and I checked for missing values right here, and you can see that for all the variables we don't have missing missing values because it's all 0. Then as the second exercise, I first of all had to identify the categorical variables, and those are card owner and self-employed, which you can see here. You always have yes or no, and that's a categorical because you have two categories and no numbers. It's necessary to it's not necessary to eliminate any rows or columns or fill missing information, because as we saw, we have no missing values for all the variables. So that's not necessary, but we definitely have to transform the categorical variables, these three, to numerical variables, which we did when we got the dummies here, because then we have always transformed variables to card yes, owner, self-employed yes, which means that the variable is 1 if it's true and 0 if it's false, so it's a numerical variable now. And yeah, that's just important to be able to use it later, because we always need numerical variables later on. Right. Then exercise 3, I've chosen age, income, and this should be share, as the most relevant variables. Age because you can think that it's more likely to get a credit card accepted the older you are. Income is, I think, also obvious because the more income you have, the higher is the probability to get accepted. And share because I thought that it's actually less likely to get accepted if the ratio of the credit expenditure to yearly income is higher, because that's a risk for the bank. And to right, to visualize that, I first of all did this pair plot here with the variables, and there you can see, or especially here for the box plot, you can see that income definitely is a factor. So as higher the income is, the more probable is it to have the credit card accepted. But actually for share, I was a bit confused, because if you I see here, for low shares, like all of the low shares have actually not received a credit card. Those with a high share have received a credit card. So I'm not sure if that's maybe error in the data too. Okay, so then we go on with number 4, where we had to create a logistic regression model. First of all, I imported all the libraries necessary for that. Then I assigned here the independent variables to x and the dependent variable card yes to y, split it into a training and testing set with test size 0.2. You select that the training data is 80% and the test data, so to say, is 20%, which is, I think, the normal distribution, or at least more or less. Right, and then here we did the model with 1000 iterations, filled it, and here you can see it. And right, we had to do the logistic regression because we now have a binary dependent variable, card yes, which is 1 or 0, while for a linear regression model you don't have a binary variable as dependent variable. Then we go on with number 5, where we had to assess our model. Therefore, we printed the data frame or copied the data frame here, so that you can then see that we have for the dataset train results, the variables y-test and y-pred also included. We built a confusion matrix, which was more or less which we also did in class, and there you can see that the model is pretty accurate because we like for the predicted we have 196 right predicted, and we predicted 62 for not approved also right, and only this 6 here where we have predicted that they would be not approved but were actually approved. That's the only mistake we made, so percentage wise it's quite low. And then I also tried to do the extra mile on number 6, imported this library here, had this code, but for any reason I got the error code. So it didn't work out, even though I thought that the code would be right. But yes, that's it.